Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we have another wrestling figure mail opening. We're starting this one off with a first for the channel. It's not quite one of those ones where the figure's like being repacked, like it's been opened and then just put back in the box or anything like that. It's one where the figure has arrived damaged in the box, with the box irreparably damaged, and then it's been sold without the box, as far as I understand. But anyway, it's a copy of a figure that it's still not my favourite of this guy, but I'm not a huge fan of the one I already have. The one I already have is worth a fair bit now, and that's the wrong box. Oh yeah. That's. I knew there was a third thing in this video, or a fourth thing. I knew there was a third new figure in this video, so that means I'm missing the box that I'm talking about. So, great setup. Oh yeah, this one came in a plastic bag. But obviously I'm less mad about that than I'd usually be, owing to the fact that we bought this figure without the box anyway, so the box can't get damaged. However, we did spend like over £25 on this, like £25 something on this, so, I mean, it's still pretty flimsy packaging, isn't it? And we didn't actually get a great price on it, because I initially saw it and thought, wow, that's a great price for that figure that we didn't get over here in the UK. Let's go for it, and then we've got it. And if we want to sell it in the future, we can. And we can sell our previous copy of this guy. And presumably he'll get another release because they do like him. And maybe they'll finally make one that we actually like. So this, again, is a sort of placeholder, but it's a placeholder with a unique belt. So I purchased this Curt Hennig. It's not my favourite. Although, actually, I kind of like the green of the singlet a bit better in person. On photos, I always thought it looked kind of a weird shade. And you know, that age-old channel joke of it being white when you put it on. But it actually looks a bit better in person. It's still, you know, not my favourite shade of green. But of course, we've got that unique belt, which is really, really cool. It's nice to have. Don't know what we'd be using that for, but we have it now. Of course, it's really cool to get a Mr. Perfect with a towel. I've never had one of those before, or a Curt Hennig with a towel, rather. I say I've never had one of those before. I've only had one Mr. Perfect before, and that's the one that I've decided I don't like. So I didn't dither for once, and I just bought this straight away, assuming I was getting a good deal for it. Turns out, for like a couple of pounds more, I could have got one just in box, and then obviously it'd be easier to resell later. But I don't know. I don't know whether, I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to store this, because I'm just going to leave him in there for now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. But it does mean we can sell this one. Which is currently £35 on eBay, I think. I was never convinced with the rubber singlet he's going to snap one day. I was never convinced by him in yellow either, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I would absolutely rather sell that than keep it. This is like what was ever wrong with a cloth singlet in the first place. It's not my favourite colour, but it's a better means of it, and yeah, neither of the Mr. Perfects is the kind of thing that I would want. But if you are watching and you happen to want this figure, then like drop me a comment below and we'll get you a subscriber deal on that. It's hard to message me now that I don't have Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. We'll work something out. On the fact that no one has ever commented on one of these videos to buy something before, if it happens, then you know, we'll work it out then. Next up, we have got a duo of figures. These are upgrades on previous figures. Here's a bit of my figure fed lore for you. My original versions of these figures previously were fired from my figure fed in storyline because their joints were so bad. I filmed the Nation of Domination, whose joints are terrible, and I've been actively trying to replace. We've had the D'Lo NW opening, we've got the Farouk one still to come. We replaced theirs because their joints were terrible, and the match was against the Dudley boys. And obviously the Nation had storyline presence in the Feds, so they weren't getting fired. The Dudleys were just, you know, the only thing I had planned for them at the time was that match, so they had nothing more planned for them, so I just fired them, because between the bad joints on all four figures and using all the scaffolding for the ladder match, it was a bit of a pain in the ass to film that one. Probably a pain that I've blocked out, to be honest. But yeah, in the end, we saw the 2 from the vault versions of the Dudleys we previously had for £50, I think. So that's pretty good for, again, figures that we don't get in the UK, figures that, you know, you have to import from ringside. Really cool ones as well, you know, they're not bad Dudley figures, but then we've got the updated head scans as well. The updated elbows is really cool. Of course, we've got some tables as well. And yeah, so I might just sell my original ones. I don't know if they fall into the weird thing where I want to keep hold of the stuff that I bought when I first started collecting again and first started doing DSW again. I don't know. But yeah, we've definitely got these. I don't know if I'll actually use them because my tag division has slowly evolved into like an absolute dream tag division, which I suppose the Dudley boys would be in if I just had a massive one. As far as my figure fed is concerned, these were fired on like the last show. As much as that was like absolute years ago, it was like the last show, so it really wasn't long ago. So unless like, you know, I come up with a storyline excuse to bring them back. But I'm sick of making excuses for people to come back or disappear or this, that, the other, or why the storyline never went anywhere. And the answer to all of them is I didn't film anything for years. You know, I'm sick of just writing things off or writing things back in or whatever. So, yeah, maybe we'll just let them go for now. But even still, they can sit on a shelf for a bit. And then when we inevitably want the Dudleys in the future, we have them. Or if we're ever clearing things out, we can, of course, just sell them on. We'll probably easily get our money back on these 2 guys. It's such a good wave, this From the Vault wave. Really good wave. I would probably pick up most of it if it was possible. But yeah, never went out my way to replace my Dudley boys, but there they are. And the last thing for the new figure selection is an ordering from Smith's. I went to pick this up 2 weeks ago, I think. I was having a bit of a down day, so I thought I'd get myself out to Smith's, pick this up, or pick something up, you know, to cheer myself up a bit. Didn't really go that way because, unfortunately, this was sold out in my store, so instead I came home and ordered it online, and it is my Koko Ware. It's nice to know you can get a good look at his painted eyes, because he's got those glasses on. But it's nice to know if his eyes are messed up, you can just cover his eyes with the glasses. So Frankie looks so good. Looks really good. The fact it comes with a little stand for him is cool as well. We've got the replacement hair as well. Jacket's really nice vibrant colours on Koko, obviously. Yeah, unless I get my act together in general and get the Fed rolling so that I can then justify getting the classic Fed rolling, I don't know what this guy's going to be doing, but I definitely wanted to pick one up, make sure we had him just in case. And if he ends up being a victim of the cull, then that's just the way that things fall. At some point, I'm going to have to start being more harsh on what figures I keep and what figures I sell. But generally speaking, for the time being, we had to get him. We had to make sure we had that ticked off. Really cool figure, that Koko Ware. Rest of the wave isn't really one for me because I never really cared about crushing demolition. So, you know, if I found one really cheap, I'd pick it up. But yeah, and obviously just not really anyone else in there for me. But last thing for this video is a huge Jakks Pacific bundle. This was specifically a bundle of tag teams, and what is interesting is there were some pretty obscure ones, so I'm hoping we've got some good money in these. Obviously, anytime we actually win a wrestling figure bundle nowadays, it's a win on a win, because we just get outbid all the time, like way more money than the figures are worth. So first of all, let's show you some of the good stuff we got here. We got a complete matching pair of the Legion of Doom. Now, what is interesting is that I do have Legion of Doom shoulder pads that I picked up in an accessories bundle years ago. And I was going to use those on my Legion of Doom basics, which I also will probably sell. But the shoulder pads are the classic Superstars ones, so they suit these guys. So you can put those shoulder pads on these guys, sell them complete, and these are in really good condition as well, I'll be honest with you. Like, the joints are really good. They're really firm. You can tell they haven't been like thrown around or anything. The paint is really good on the heads, etc. So yeah, they might be worth a good couple of pounds when we get the shoulder pads with them. And we also need to sell those basics. Next up we have, let's go over these boys again. Let's go over the Dudley boys. These used to be my favorite Dudley boys, and it's partly because of my love for the colorful gear. It's partly the yellow cargo shorts. Yeah, these used to be my absolute favorite Dudley boy figures, and these were the original DSW Dudley boy figures. After I picked them up from my man Tomo. These aren't in as good a condition. You saw that Devon's arm is a little bit loose, but it's still not that bad. And to be honest, I initially thought that the playwear was a bit more visible, but actually it's not that bad. They're in pretty good condition still. They're probably still worth a good few pounds, I would have thought. So really, really cool. Next, we have a guy who never did make it to DSW in the Jakks Pacific days. We have Mohammed Hassan. And we have Ware with the cloth shirt. I always thought it was really weird that they gave him a cloth shirt. Like, I didn't really understand it. If they had gone uniform on it, and that was like how every suited figure came, then it would make sense. But the one-off figures with like the cloth shirts, I guess maybe they were experimenting with them. I don't know if they all came out at the same time. It's very weird, but a bit different at least. None of it tucks neatly behind the jacket, but yeah, Mohammed Hassan and Ware, again, really decent condition on these. A little bit more paint wear on these, maybe a little bit more wear on the eyebrows, etc. But really, really cool. We got Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch, but the more interesting ones that you don't see every day. This is the Trevor Murdoch that I would have wanted to use in my NWA figure fit if I ever got off the ground in that. However, if I ever did that now, it would not reflect modern NWA as well as it would have done back in the COVID era. But yeah, a bit different. We got the jacket, we got the white knee pads, and we got the different Cade and Murdoch logo on the back as well. Pretty cool. And then Murdoch has got like the flowery attire on with the jacket and the red boots. Yeah, a bit different for the pair of them. That other Lance Cade was the original, jean body, so that was pretty cool too. Rob Conway and Rene Dupree on the La Resistance. Blue trunks with the yellow boots, etc. Oh, we got some tag team. Well, we got one belt. We got one tag team belt. We could probably sell that for a couple of pounds as well. We got the Hooligans. Kendrick and Lundrick. We got some fig bath action to do on there, but other than that, these are in way better condition than the average Brian Kendrick that I get in, and than the ones in the previous mail opening. Although that Kendrick's arm is still loose, but yeah, we can give that a quick clean up on the Paul London and take his belt off him, list that separately, and there will be a very small amount of money in there. So next up we have the Hard. This is my original Jeff Hardy. This was my original Jeff Hardy when I first started collecting figures. My friend gave me like all of his duplicates because he wasn't really interested in them anymore. So he gave me this Jeff Hardy. And I remember ages later, I hated that it didn't have any hands to hold weapons with. Nothing's ever changed. So I swapped one of his hands with a Rob Van Dam, but I didn't realize he had painted nails. So the Jeff then had one hand painted, one hand not painted, and the friend later complained, and when he wanted to get back into wrestling, he later complained he wanted his figures back. I was like, okay, great. Like, I've said this before in different mail openings on the channel, but not the high point of our friendship. And, I gave him it back, and he still has the Rob Van Dam hand. So I on the other side, I still have the Rob Van Dam with one painted hand. And that figure turns up as Rick Valdez in various figure-fed matches. And then, of course, we've got the Matt Hardy. He also needs a bit of a fig bath. He's got some filth on the neck and the boobage area. Very weird. Did Matt ever wear that singlet? Ever have a singlet with that red stuff on it? I don't know. But yeah, really cool figures. Really cool trip down memory lane there. And it doesn't have that Matt Hardy head scan where his like mouth's open, all his teeth are out. That's a terrible one. We have got this Eddie Guerrero is really nice. Bit different. Red and black with the gold and black boots. And he goes with this Chavo Guerrero. Really, really cool. The Eddie's missing an elbow pad, but it's all fine. I don't know if they'd be better sold together or apart. Was this an adrenaline set, or have these just been paired together? I don't know. Maybe it was an adrenaline set. I don't know. Next we have the Fashion Brothers. I had a pair of these for quite a while, but they did sell eventually. And, you know, it's something a bit different. If someone's after the niche, then fair enough. Again, if we'd got rolling with the NWA figure fed, they'd have probably turned up once or twice in that, in my need to just kind of feature everyone at least once. But I don't think they'd have gone any further than that anyway, but they did sell eventually, so it's all good. Again, we'll get these listed. There should be a couple of pounds in it. I think they probably went for about a tenner last time. And last up, the ones that I might actually keep. Because I always like these figures. I always wanted these figures. And it's a copy of them that I don't have. It is the Jakks Pacific APA figures. Now, of course, I'm building quite a collection of Ron Simmons figures now, but I did always want this version of the APA. Of course, I did also kind of want the Titan Show ones because of like the accessories, like the filing cabinet and stuff like that. But yeah, I might keep these. I mean, I love that Bradshaw head as like just a generic creator superstar head, because I guess it does look like Bradshaw, but it also kind of just could look like anyone, like a guy. So that's pretty cool. The Ron Simmons head's really good. We've got the APA Back in Business t-shirts as well. These were like really obscure back in the day. If you saw these in someone's figure fed, I was probably going to watch that a couple of times. But I really do like these figures, so maybe we'll keep hold of those. We'll definitely keep hold of them for now and see what happens in the future. But yeah, if they get sold as well, you know, again, at some point we need to start being a bit more brutal with the cull. But that is everything for this video. So if you did enjoy it, please do like, comment and subscribe. Check out the mail openings playlist in the end screen. And if you are a long-term viewer and you would be interested in having videos on instant channel access and vaulted videos which have never been released, and vaulted videos from a long time ago which have not yet been publicly released, then you can join the channel for just $1 or £1 in the channel memberships. Links should be in the description, but I might have forgotten to put it there. You can still subscribe, at least for now, as a member, despite the fact that I have actually dropped below the threshold, the watch time threshold. You can still check things out that way, and it would be a great morale boost if we could get a couple more of you guys in on that. But that is everything for this one, and I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you all for watching, and goodbye.